Welcome to WT History. In this series, we list all the major events that happened in the world in a year, starting from 1776 to 2024. In January, Edgar Allan Poe's chilling masterpiece, The Telltale Heart, was published in The Pioneer, a Boston magazine, introducing readers to a haunting story of guilt and madness. On February 6th, New York City hosted the first minstrel show in American history as the Virginia minstrels took the stage at the Bowery Amphitheater, a controversial milestone in American entertainment history. By March 13th, Catawba County in North Carolina was officially created. Its very first court session took place in the private home of Matthias Berenger Jr. Then on March 15th, the Hudson's Bay Company established a new trading post and fort in what would become Victoria, British Columbia, a key location for Western expansion. Just days later, on March 21st, Doomsday didn't come. The world continued despite American preacher William Miller's apocalyptic prediction. May 22nd marked a pivotal migration moment. The first major wagon train to the American Northwest set off with 1,000 pioneers from Elm Grove, Missouri, embarking on the Oregon Trail. In June, Poe returned to headlines, this time for The Gold Bug, which began its serialization in American newspapers on June 21st. By July, Margaret Fuller's essay, The Great Lawsuit, Man versus Men, Woman versus Women appeared in The Dial, tackling early ideas of gender equality in the U.S. Later, on July 25th, Capuchin missionary Père Antoine Désiré Maigret purchased land for $900, laying the foundation for Abbeville, Louisiana, a town shaped by Acadian descendants. On August 19th, Poe's The Black Cat first appeared in the Saturday Evening Post, continuing his literary dominance of the year. October 3rd saw Elling Eilson ordained as the first Norwegian Lutheran minister in the U.S., marking a milestone for Scandinavian American communities. And by December 9th, Bishop's University was founded in Lennoxville, Quebec, by Bishop George Jehoshaphat Mountain to educate members of the Church of England in Canada. Beyond events, 1843 also saw American innovation. Richard March Hoe invented the steam-powered rotary printing press, revolutionizing mass communication. And St. Louis University School of Law was established, becoming the first law school west of the Mississippi River. In England, January brought the serial publication of Charles Dickens' novel Martin Chuzzlewit, whose July chapters boldly landed the British protagonist in America. That same month, The Friend, a Quaker magazine, debuted in London. On February 11th, Milan's La Scala Opera House welcomed I Lombardi alla Prima Crociata, a new opera by Giuseppe Verdi, stirring Italian nationalism. Just 3 days later, on February 14th, an English circus held a performance that would later inspire the Beatles' whimsical song, Being for the Benefit of Mr. Kite, over a century later. March 8th marked a political shift when the Danish government re-established Iceland's Althing Parliament as an advisory body. Then, on March 25th, engineering marvels took center stage as Marc Isambard Brunel opened the world's first bored underwater tunnel, the Thames Tunnel, for pedestrians in London. By May 18th, religious tensions reached a peak in Edinburgh when the Free Church of Scotland formally broke away from the Church of Scotland. July 19th saw Brunel's legacy continue, this time with the launch of the SS Great Britain from Bristol. This iron-hulled, propeller-driven ship would become the first of its kind to cross the Atlantic. On August 15th, Copenhagen welcomed the opening of Tivoli Gardens, one of the oldest amusement parks in the world still in operation today. In September, Ada Lovelace published her historic notes on Charles Babbage's analytical engine, including what's widely considered the first computer program in history. That same month, on September 2nd, The Economist was first published in London with a preliminary issue dated August, a major addition to economic journalism. September 15th brought a dramatic uprising in Athens. Citizens and military officers demanded that King Otto grant a liberal constitution, shifting Greek political history. By October 16th, Danish philosopher Søren Kierkegaard published Fear and Trembling, a seminal work in existentialist thought. On November 25th, Mount Etna erupted violently in Italy, killing 69 people in the village of Bronte. And finally, on December 19th, Dickens struck again with the release of A Christmas Carol in London. The first edition sold out in just days, becoming a literary classic almost overnight. That same December, the very first Christmas cards were sent in London, a tradition that continues to this day. And physicist James Joule experimentally discovered the mechanical equivalent of heat, a foundation for thermodynamics. January 3rd saw the publication of the Illustrated Treatise on the Maritime Kingdoms in China, a groundbreaking text introducing Chinese scholars to Western knowledge and geopolitics. Just days later, on January 6th, explorer James Clark Ross discovered Snow Hill Island during his Antarctic voyage. On January 20th, Brazil's Marquis of Paraná was appointed head of the Council of Ministers by Emperor Dom Pedro, setting the stage for the eventual creation of Brazil's prime ministerial office. In Uruguay, February 3rd marked Argentina's military support of Oribe, sparking the siege of Montevideo during the Uruguayan Civil War. On February 8th, disaster struck the Caribbean as an earthquake in Guadeloupe claimed up to 5,000 lives. Later that month, on February 25th, British officer Lord George Paulet occupied Hawaii in the Paulet Affair, raising tensions with the local monarchy. From March 11th to 14th, the star Eta Carinae flared, briefly becoming the second brightest object in the sky. March 16th marked the founding of the Brazilian city of Petropolis, a retreat and royal center nestled in the mountains. March 24th saw British forces under General Charles Napier defeat the Talpur Mirrors at the Battle of Hyderabad, securing the region of Sindh for British India. On April 7th, the Indian Slavery Act of 1843 abolished slavery under East India Company rule, a significant, if belated, step toward freedom. May 4th saw the British proclaim the colony of Natal in South Africa. Then, on May 23rd, Chile laid claim to the strategic Strait of Magellan. On June 6th, Barbados made history when Samuel Jackman Prescott became the first non-white person elected to its House of Assembly. June 17th saw British settlers in New Zealand clash with the Ngati Toa tribe, resulting in 26 deaths. On August 1st, Brazil became the second country after Britain to issue postage stamps with its iconic Bullseye series. September 4th celebrated the royal wedding of Emperor Pedro II of Brazil to Teresa Cristina of the Two Sicilies. Just weeks later, on September 21st, Chilean forces led by John Williams Wilson claimed the Strait of Magellan. On October 30th, Chile founded its first settlement in the region, Fuerte Bulnes. Then, on November 17th, the Chinese city of Shanghai opened to foreign trade for the first time, welcoming British merchants. By November 28th, both the United Kingdom and France officially recognized Hawaiian independence, a day now celebrated as Lakuakoa. On December 13th, the British formally declared Basutoland, now Lesotho, a protectorate. And on December 21st, a total solar eclipse from Saros Series 139 darkened the skies of southern Asia. Elsewhere in Asia, the state of Perlis formally established the House of Jamalalail after splitting from Kedah. And finally, a tragic chapter unfolded in the Hakkari region as Kurdish leader Bedir Khan Beg launched a brutal expedition against Assyrians, resulting in the massacre of thousands. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into world history, one year at a time.